Oh goodness. I feel like one of them Zoom meetings. I don't know what. Okay, we need to fix that. That looks terrible. Oh, I gotta watch how I present this because it's been a while. Oh boys. Oh boy. We haven't done this in a long time. We haven't done this in a long time. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I gotta pull up. Oh god, I gotta pull up so much. Let's see. Let's see. Let's pull up the stream first. Make sure we're good to go. Then I gotta pull up season 6's notes. Put his lower stream and discussion. Let's see. Let me pull up so I can know what I'm talking about. All right, are we live? Let's see. Are we live? All right. Pull up the chat. Ah, I'm a base. I remembered. No, I don't. No, I don't want to do college algebra right now. Doggone thing. I know. I have 10 problems, love. Gosh. Don't mind me. It's welcome to school, senior year stuff. Don't mind me. Yay. How excited. See, boys. See, boys, I wasn't expecting all of this to happen. Like, all of this Zoom crap and all that other fun things I have to do. Yay. How fun. Let's see. All right, we're good. We're good. We are good. That is so fun. All right. Hit that. We're good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The last time you heard me was... What was that? Was it the 9th? August 9th. That was the last video that you guys seen. You technically didn't hear me. It was a little recap from WrestleMania that I couldn't fit in. But we're here to talk about season 6 of the Universe Mode that has been running since WWE 2K14 is continuing into another season, which goes into production tonight. How fun. Season 7. So, yeah. Wow. What a season, I gotta say. Season 6 was an experience that I didn't think would have paid off in the long run, but it actually did, and we'll talk about what I mean later on in the stream. But wow, just wow. I'm looking back at the numbers that we did this past weekend. It was absolutely incredible. Um, night one did phenomenal and is still doing great. Night 2 did good. Takeover did amazing. And it was a very, very successful test to see how a 2-night or 3-show weekend would go. And I enjoyed every single bit of it. It made my weekend last weekend sitting down. At this time, I believe Takeover was still on of last week. Um, but yeah, so I have mixed feelings about season 6, and I'm very surprised that it didn't win the vote. The vote that we did, season 5, I don't know how in God's green earth is season 5 better than season 6. I don't know. So apparently you guys think that season 5 was better than season 6. I disagree. No, no, no. 2K19, the beginning of 2K19 was absolutely god awful. It was. It was. It was. The beginning of 2K19 had some of the worst botches I've ever seen. I've ever done on YouTube. It was bad. It was bad. I can't sit here and say that season 5 was better than season 6. No way. No way. No way. Season 6 had its issues, which I will talk about in just a second. It had its issues, but it was better than season 5. It was better than season 5, especially the second half. The second half is some of the best work I've ever done. But season 5 has no business being in even close to what season 6 is on. No. So, first off, how do I define this season? So, you guys, in case you guys are confused, each game is its own season because usually I get through a whole year, depending on how long or how good the game is. I get through a whole year of Universe Mode in one game. 2K20 was kind of weird because 19 I got through. I started. It's weird because 2K19 was the end of season. Well, hold on. How do I put this? Okay, so 18 was season 4, right? And then 18 went into season 5, basically. So though 18 was the first half of season 5, and then 19 picked up with season 5 and finished out season 5. 19 was the first half of season 6, and season 6 picked up with 2K20, and 2K20 is the end of season 6. So basically, the games have it ends a season and it begins a season. Basically how I put it. So when you see 2K19 Universe Mode Season 5, it was the end of Season 4 and the beginning of Season 5, basically. So it's weird how I tell it. I have to go back and fix all of the playlists because Season 6 technically is 2K20 is technically the end of season 6, and the first half of season 6 was 2K19. But I need to go fix the titles and fix the playlist. So if you get confused, that's what I'm referring to. So I'm gonna look at two playlists while I break this down, because season 6 is basically two halves. It was the live stream era and the premiere era. The premiere era started with the Slammy Awards up until WrestleMania Las Vegas, I think. I need to go double check that. The premiere era didn't start until the Slammy Awards. The live stream era is basically from the beginning of from the end of 2K19, the beginning of season 6, to the middle towards the end of season 6. So the live stream era went into, if my episodes are correct, it went into, I think the last live stream pay-per-view was Survivor Series. And then the premiere era picked up from the Slammy Awards to TLC to WrestleMania Las Vegas. That's how I'm going to break this down. Let's start off with the live stream era. There were some highlights in the live stream era of season 6. Preferably the cause, admittedly, were probably the highlight of the live stream era, i.e. Samuel Lewis. I think that he carried the live stream era and really brought in a new audience that I never had at the time. The live stream era had its issues and problems. Preferably, with it being live streamed and it wasn't out of my control. I couldn't fix anything that was, or like I can now, or I could restart a match because that would have been embarrassing on live stream. So whatever the decisions were made, it was made final. Now, the good thing about this one, NXT, the only thing about NXT in the live stream era, in my opinion, was it better than was it better than it is now? Oh, absolutely not. NXT was worse than it was now. Not in terms of writing, but in terms of execution and production. It was terrible. I mean, poor Mark, man. He gave me these outlandish, amazing scripts that we really couldn't do until the end of the season, which sucked. Because if you guys go back and see the scripts that he gave me, um, for the live stream era, they absolutely ruled. If I had the equipment that I had or that I'm getting next week, um, with Filmora and my little computer that comes in next week, the live stream era would have been so much better, or NXT would have probably been the best brand of the live stream era. Um, so, um, like I said, Samuel Lewis was the highlight because I think he carried the beginning of season 6, especially around like that SummerSlam match. I remember, I remember probably yes. Looking back at that pay per view was absolutely, it had so many issues, but probably one of the best shows of the live stream era was the it, looking back at it, was the Samuel Lewis that Creators World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way Elimination match at SummerSlam in 2K19. That matchup was probably one of my probably the best call match I've ever made. Well, no, Diamond and Samson was, but we'll talk about that later. Diamond and Samson. Oh, well, what was it? Frost and Diamond. I don't know. I got 3 of them I like. Frost and Diamond, Diamond and Samson, and the Creators World Title Fatal 4-Way are the top 3 call matches I've ever made. It, it's no competition. I mean, you could put you can't even all of the way. I'm trying to put this. Yeah, there's no competition. Even though, yeah, Johnny Eagles matches don't live up to the hype now. Yeah, so that match was probably one of the best matches of the live stream era. That Fatal 4-Way. Champions wise, the end of the season was better than the beginning because we had some questionable champions at the beginning of season 6. There was some questionable champions I had. The ending was way better. I necessarily can't look and go back and watch the live stream era of season 6 that much because it just doesn't feel the same to how I do TV now. You know, like I can't go back and look at that and say I question myself and be like, why did I make this? I mean, the question, what is this? I mean, why did I make that decision? Why is this guy doing this? What is he wearing? I mean, well, we still we still do that to this day because some of my tires are just, they're bad. But I noticed doing my little notes for this show. All no matter what season it is, Cole's attires are some of the worst attires on the show. I can't make attires, and you know, people told me back in 2K18 and 2K17, oh, Coltrane, your attires was on fire. And I look back at the attires and I'm like, no, they're as worse as today. No, they're not. I mean, maybe at the time for your taste they would have been on fire. You know, that light blue Kevin Owens attire I made. Don't ask me why I gave him light blue. It was just to match the stage that we were in show. It was the bash, and we were doing the bash, and I gave Kevin Owens a light blue attire, and people loved it. Don't ask me, okay? Just don't ask me. The light blue attire, or just anything. My attires suck, and that's always will be a weak point, because I can't make attires to save my life. I can't make attires. So what I said for season 7 is either I'll get attires made, or AKA just download them for the CC and just copy and paste them, or B, or I don't know, or B, try to learn how to make good attires. Maybe watch a video on YouTube saying how to make proper good universe mode attires. I don't know. I don't know, because my attires were never the highlight of the show, and especially during the live stream era. Vince McMahon had black hair. Yes, I'm not making this up. You can go back and look at these shows. Vince McMahon had black hair. He had black hair. His hair was this color. Yes. Vincent Kennedy McMahon had black hair. Shane McMahon had black hair. I, I'm not making this up. Y'all think I'm lying? You can go back. It's in the playlist. Vince McMahon had black hair and Shane McMahon had black hair. Yes. 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 I don't know why I did that. It still questions me to this day. I don't know. I don't know. Um so I mean, I don't even know what in the live stream era was good. So the live stream era started after the WrestleMania in New Orleans. We had that little WWE draft special, which was very very terrible. And will be way better than it was last year. The, the thumbnail for the WWE draft special was the Raw and SmackDown thingy with my little old Coltrane logo. It was black and white with a little king sign on. I don't know. I forgot who made that logo. I really did. But that was one of the old Colt. That was one of the first Coltrane logos I've ever had. It was black and white with a little crown on it. That was the thumbnail for the WWE draft. Yeah. How fun. And then NXT had came back around. This was the first full season of NXT for the first time since Legends XT, I like to call it. I'll talk about that later. Legends NXT was one of the worst ideas I've ever had. Um, um, I don't, I don't know where to begin. But what's up? I need to make a video on that. Legends XT. Okay. It the name um the name of Legends NXT or Legends XT sounds so bad. We'll talk about that later. That was my first attempt at NXT that failed miserably. But the attempt number 2 was way better. And it started in season 6. So season 6 started at episode 76 of 2K19 Universe Mode. That is when season 6 started, and it ended at episode what was it? 85 of 2K20 Universe Mode, and it will begin at episode no, actually I was like 86. I'm sorry, I got my episodes wrong, and it will begin at episode 87. We'll just call it 2K WWE 2K Universe Mode because I'll be using both games. Because 2K20 is it's 2K20. We'll just say that. But and the beginning of the season had started some nice storylines that had bad execution on it. This was the beginning of the Dream Team. Oh, how nice! I remember that. The beginning of the Dream Team's debacle with Apollo Crews and Velveteen Dream. I remember that Aleister Black was still a prominent main eventer at this time with AJ Styles, and they were feuding with the WWE title. Bobby Roode was still Bobby Roode at this time, and he was the United States champion. I remember all this. And then NXT was just getting this ground wet, so it was still new. And Mark has wrote his first couple shows, and we were on pace to hit the first takeover. So the beginning of season 6 was really good. I mean, this was the rise of Drew McIntyre. I really kept McIntyre out of the main event, or like out of the mid card / upper card at this time, and then I started to push him again, and this was the rise of him. He even won the United States Championship. around this period. So this period wasn't bad. We was just getting into the flow of things, you know, and then and around this time, the best idea I've ever come up with, the best character, he's in the thumbnail by the way, the best character that I and Mark have ever come up with. King Dar was born. It was episode 87. Ain't that something? Episode 87 of 2K19 Universe Mode. A thumbnail, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he did. I remember that. Um, a thumbnail made the rise of King Dar. King Dar came and was born from a thumbnail and a title. It was called the King of NXT. Now, funny story on this one. This was not actually supposed to be a thing at the time, actually. What happened was Mark told me that he wanted a custom attire for Noam Dar. Because at the time he was still called Noam Dar. And I said, okay. So I made this attire. And I was like, well, let's see. So I just used this little jacket. And I said, you know what? Let's give him a crown. So I put the crown on his head. And I said, since Noam Dar is closing this show, we need a good hook to branch off and give him a. Since he's in the main event, I need to make sure that he's showcased and be the most important piece. So I took the picture of this thumbnail. Mark told me, because I told Mark I wanted a different thumbnail from SmackDown and Raw from the week, because SmackDown had Dream and McIntyre in it, obviously because McIntyre just won the United States Championship and Velveteen Dream just won the World Heavyweight title at Backlash the night before. It was a Raw pay-per-view. And then SmackDown had Cole and Gargano in it because Cole and Gargano had something to do at the Bash, which was the SmackDown pay-per-view coming up. So I said, I want something different from the Bash and SmackDown or whatever and Raw. So I took a picture of Noam Dar and I sent it to Mark, and Mark made the thumbnail for me. After that, I needed a title. So I said, what sounds corny and what sounds something that people will watch? So I just said, you know what? Nobody's never done the King of NXT. So I said, you know what? Let's title it the King of NXT. So that's how King Dar was born. So we titled it the King of NXT. The video did very well in views at the time. What it wasn't a bad episode of NXT, and I just said, "Here comes King Dar," because I said he looked like a king, right? So I said, "Here comes King Dar," and then I was like, I like that, King Dar. So I was like, that's a nice ring to it. So I just kept it going. That's it. That's literally the story of the King of King Dar. So I then, after the show and after the video, I think this premiered. I think it did. Oh man. So I think this show premiered. I don't remember. But after this show was done, I DM'd Mark and I asked him. I said, we should really capitalize on this Noam Dar. So I said, you know what? Let's change. Oh well, no. It was a straight upload. Well, surprisingly, it did very well. Um. Oh God, my description was so bad at the time. Jesus. Yeah. Premieres then starts at a fall, I think. So I didn't premiere this. So I DM'd Mark after the show was over, and I told him we should capitalize on Noam Dar. I told him I want to push him. So I said, well, we can give him this persona called King Dar. That he's the king of NXT, because I realized the title gave me a centerpiece of what I want the character. I wanted the character to be like. So I say he can be the self-professed king of NXT, and we should make the brand around him and build up NXT around him. I said, Mark, let's have him win the NXT Money in the Bank, and let's see how the my subscribers react to that. If they react positively, we can keep this going. If it's a negative response, then we can shift course and maybe go with somebody else. And Mark agreed because he liked Noam Dar anyways. And I liked Noam Dar as well before the King Dar gimmick. I liked the Supernova. He was Noam Dar is great as he is. But I said, let's capitalize on this because the video did well and people liked it. So, I just said, we can capitalize on this. That's exactly what I did. And that's the story of King Dar. And he was born from there. And ever since then, he was pushed. And people they didn't complain about the push every NXT episode. Because I always look at reactions of people. Because I realize a premiere chat I pay attention closely to. If something's not working, then I change it. Or like a live stream chat, I pay real close attention to those. So when I was streaming takeovers, and at the time I was streaming takeovers. Yes, I was. And when I was streaming pay-per-views, I always paid attention. I always went back and watched the chat to see what was working and what was not working. And King Dar never got a negative reaction. Everybody loved him. Everybody loved the gimmick, and I just I said, shoot, let's keep this going. I mean, until people get tired of it, let's keep it going. I mean, and we just kept adding layers and layers and layers to him. We and we created him a new finishing move. We called it the King's Corner, and he just went on and was pushed very, very to the top of NXT. And we are doing the NXT Money in the Bank again because I like that idea of an NXT Money in the Bank. Mark gave me that idea, and nobody on YouTube does it. So I like to be different from people. I don't like doing the same thing as people. So I'm going to keep doing it because yeah. I mean, it's nobody else does it, so I'm going to just make this a Cold Train only thing. We're going to have a NXT Money in the Bank, a men's one and a women's one. So that was the birth of that last season. And so before we talk about like the major things like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and all that stuff, I want to talk about the first takeover. So last season was the first takeover in 3 years, in game time and in season time, for NXT. Because like I remember, like I said, I didn't host NXT. The last time I did NXT was in 2K16, and it was an absolute disaster. Remember that? So we held the first takeover. It was NXT Takeover London. Was the first takeover in 3 years. And fun fact, we're going back to London in season 7, but it's going to be during WrestleMania weekend, so that's kind of fun. So I was really proud of that show because that show, even though it wasn't the best takeover of season 6, I'll give my opinion on what was the best shows of season 6. It wasn't the best takeover of season 6. It wasn't the most entertaining takeover. It meant a lot, and it was by the way, it was the shortest takeover of the entire season. Only an hour and 40 minutes. That was the shortest takeover I've ever done. And so far since its return. It meant a lot because I knew that with the way NXT was booked and the way NXT was positioned and how different it was, how different it felt from Raw and SmackDown at the time, it meant a lot hosting that takeover. And it was successful for me and the NXT team at the time because of how hard we worked from basically nothing. Because the NXT roster at the time was, I'm going to say this out public, was absolutely garbage. It was. The season 6 roster was terrible. It was terrible. It was absolutely, um, terrible. And it means something from the bare bones I gave this show to the hard work that Mark did to work with nothing at the time, and give us a takeover like that, and then compare that to what we just did last weekend. You know, it meant a lot of how much takeover has grown, and how much the show grew from one season. You know, that meant a lot. That meant a lot because looking back at it, Takeover got screwed at the draft. Well, they wasn't really at the draft anyway. I gave Takeover the jobbers I wasn't using. I'm gonna be honest. The majority of the roster was jobbers that I did not use, or people I didn't even use on the main roster. Well, I still called it the main roster time, but there is no main roster in my series anymore. There's no such thing as a main roster. It's three legitimate brands going against each other. There's no main roster anymore. I don't use that vocabulary anymore. You're not going up to the main roster. You're not going sent down to NXT. There's no developmental. No, we don't have that anymore. But literally, I just threw my cast offs on NXT. I was like, oh, he can go to NXT. I'm not doing anything with him. You know, um, you know, it it just meant a lot. And I thank Mark for this because he worked with nothing. He pushed for Kenny Omega. He pushed for Coda. He pushed for all of those, outside talents to come to NXT because the NXT roster was nothing. It was nothing at all. Um, and I will never forget London. Never, never. I always go back and watch it and have a smile on my face and say, man, we come a long way. We come a long way from that being the first ever stream takeover to now takeover Las Vegas, the best takeover to date, with with some of the best production to date. If you go back and watch, the first episode of season 6, that WWE draft special, and you compare that to now, you would think that you ask yourself, what are you watching? You be like, this is horrible. Yes, it was compared to now. But you always gotta figure where you have come. And we come a long way. We have come a long way. And I'll always be proud of that shit. Always. Um, let's see. What else was one of my highlights of season 6? Probably my I guess I can give my honest opinion on the best Raw and SmackDown exclusive pay-per-views of season 6. Um, Probably, I think my favorite Raw exclusive pay-per-view of season 6 was probably Backlash, because Backlash for Raw set the tone for everything that you were going to see for storylines for the rest of that season. A lot of things happened at that show that really, really has an impact still to this day. That was the start of the Velveteen Dream push. That was the start of the Velveteen Dream Titus O'Neil and Apollo Crews feud that spanned over almost a year, by the way, um, and just ended a few months ago. Um, and it was the start of some guys' push as well, that are at the top of the card. For SmackDown, I gotta say my favorite one for them was probably Super Showdown. Was because of what happened at Super Showdown. Super Showdown was really, really good for SmackDown. Probably the best live stream pay-per-view of seasons. Not the best live stream, but probably one of the best SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view of season 6, because it was really really good. Um the highlight was the WWE Championship match. Balor was still on his I think this was his 1 year reign of terror. No, 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 no. It was two Super Showdowns. I don't know why I did this. Um, no, it was two of them. One of them was a Raw, and one of them was a SmackDown. I don't know why I did this. Don't ask me, but hey, SmackDown had the first one, and Raw had the second one. Don't ask me. Yeah, yes, there were two. I didn't notice. I just well, I don't know. Well, I didn't make the pay per view calendar like I did, like I do today, where it was fleshed out and spaced out and stuff. Well, because I think this Super Showdown was held. Let me see. The SmackDown one was held before. Why was this held? Where was this held at? I'm trying to figure out where it was held at. The SmackDown one was held before SummerSlam, so I don't know why I did two of them. I still today don't know why there was two in one season, because then because then after SummerSlam, Raw held another one about 2.5 months later, which was stupid. Looking back at it, I don't know why I used the same pay per view twice, but hey, it happens. I don't know. I honestly don't know. See, that would happen when you do the. I don't even know why, because both of them was live streamed. So I was like, you could say logic. Well, you was trying to redeem yourself. No, but yeah, no, but not really. But I don't know. Yeah, SmackDown had the best Super Showdown. The best Super Showdown. Well, SmackDown Raw had the better one. I should say the Raw one was more stacked, and the Raw one was better produced than the SmackDown one. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I think. Yeah. Unforgiven was really good. Was really good. I think for me it's a tie between that SmackDown Super Showdown, because of that stipulation, because I think that was if I'm not mistaken, somebody's career ended. I don't remember who. Who was it? Who was it? Wasn't it? Oh, I remember. Oh, somebody career ended. It was it was Don Toxley. That's what it was. Y'all remember Don Toxley? Oh man, oh man. How many Toxleys have I had? I don't even know. Yeah, Don Toxley's career ended at this show. So I was wondering why they had the Willa career in the title. I was like, oh, that makes sense. So that was probably the highlight of the show. And then Balor and Andrade was the main event. Oh my god. Balor and Andrade, I think they went about 20, 25, 30 minutes. They stole the freaking show. They main evented this show. Oh my god, man. Yeah. Yeah, I thought his career ended. Hey, what's up, Lee boy? I don't know. I don't remember, but somebody's career ended, I think, or something at this show. I'm about to go back and look at it, but yeah. So, cause it was just, it had a Willa career ending situation on it, but I don't know what was it though. I'm about to go back and look at it. But yeah, so that was really good. And then Unforgiven, man, that was when the Finn Balor. Some people call it the Reign of Terror. I don't think it was the Reign of Terror. I don't think it was. The Finn Balor reign was very, very amazingly produced. And I don't care what anybody says. It was phenomenal. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Balor's 1 year title reign is still the best title reign I've ever done. Period. Period. You know, he had some of the best matches on the card. This is when SmackDown was better than Raw. Because let me tell you something. The live stream era, although Raw had the better storylines in my opinion, it was not as good. It match quality. It was not better than SmackDown. SmackDown was on fire. Finn Balor carried SmackDown. When he always had the best match on the card. He always had the most popular match on the card. He always stole the show. Like, you know, him and Sandy around this time period carried SmackDown. SmackDown Live at the time was carried by those two. Like, you know, because all those, I mean, actually, those Sandy and Balor, you know, they carried the show. You know, they always had some of the best matches on the card. You know, and Balor's title reign. Fun fact: it was supposed to end in at the end of season 5, but it didn't because I used the excuse he was too popular. He was. Immediately, my fans at the time loved Finn Balor, and I just and for y'all will hate me for this right now. I thought Aleister Black wasn't ready. I thought he wasn't ready. I honestly thought that it was not the right time to do it, because the plan before we did that show, Balor was going to lose. Like like before we did the second night, night 2, Balor was scheduled to lose the belt about 2 hours before I started streaming. He was scheduled to lose the belt. But as I started to stream, as I started to do the show and, you know, produce the show and all that stuff like that, my mind changed about 20 minutes before the WWE title match went on. My mind changed and I said Balor's going to retain. I changed my mind 20 minutes before the matchup. I did. And I just went with it and said it was a fan decision. And it was a half and half for Andrade because a lot of people wanted Andrade to win that match. You know, I kind of did. I kind of did because the original plan was Ziggler okay. Because let me tell you, so I botched the Royal Rumble, right, and Dolph Ziggler won. So I didn't want to give Dolph Ziggler a Universal Championship or Universal Championship opportunity. At the time, I bought the Strawberry Cupcake title in my Universe mode. So I didn't want to give him a Universal title match because I thought AJ Styles was above Dolph Ziggler. Yes, I thought the Royal Rumble winner was below the Universal Champion. Yes, I thought that. My train of thought. You know, so I didn't want to give him a WWE a Universal title opportunity. So I put Dolph Ziggler in a WWE title match. I think that ruined Aleister Black's chances because um, if it was 1-on-1, I could have trusted myself with the original finish and had Aleister Black win and retain. Win and defeat Balor and end the reign right there. But it wasn't 1-on-1, and it had Dolph Ziggler in there, so I just used Dolph Ziggler as the scapegoat to continue the feud. And that's why they continued up until Unforgiven, when they finally had their final chapter, and Black finally won, and that was the last time you seen Finn Balor up until the return when he had in 2K20. So at TLC, I think it was. Yes, it was TLC. So yeah, you know, it was just a call I made from fan feedback and not trusting my gut. You know, not running with it. You know, if it was me today, Finn Balor probably would have lost that belt. More than likely he probably would have lost that belt because people would have convinced me to put it on Black. But me at the time, yeah, yeah, he wasn't winning. He was gonna retain because I was just going with it. Yeah, yeah. Andrade and Sami Zayn had, in my opinion, the best match, one of the best one-on-one match I ever did in the live stream era. Yes, no doubt about it. You know, that's what I regret, man. I wish I would have done something with Andrade. Andrade was putting on classic after classic after classic, and I just never gave him the ball. I never said, "Here, Andrade, um, you, I'm pulling off classics with you," but I never said, "Here, Andrade, take it and run." You know, do your thing. I never did that. I never did that with Andrade. And that's another thing I regret, not pushing Andrade. Andrade had multiple opportunities all across the months to get belts, WWE titles, world titles. The guy had opportunities. I just never pulled the trigger on him. Never did, man. But here's the thing: I pulled the trigger on Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn got him a run with the IC title and all that stuff like that. Because I seen what Sami Zayn was all about. I pulled the trigger with him, but I never pulled the trigger with Andrade, and that's one thing I regret, not pulling the trigger on him. Because the guy had had some of the best matches in the series around the time because he was rolling, like he was on fire. But I never pulled the trigger with him. You know, I always say, man, looking back at it, it kind of makes me sad that I never pulled the trigger on some of these guys. I never did. Sucks to suck. Um, but yeah, I'll say Unforgiven or Super Showdown was probably for SmackDown was probably the best, and I'll say, um, you know, um, I wouldn't say bad. We'll talk about that in just a second. I wouldn't say bad, but it's not off to a good start. We'll go with that. Um, but yeah. So for that, and you got to factor in Hell in a Cell too. Um, because Hell in a Cell, was a very good show too. That was the start of the Batista stuff and and that storytelling right there. So that was a good show as well with the with that finish. Oh my God, people! I remember. I'll never forget that. That was one of the last live stream pay per views. People, there was an AEW chant in my chat. People were angry that Batista won that belt. They were so freaking mad, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my. So what else was the highlight of the live stream era? Um, we could talk about one of my favorite takeovers of the live stream ever was NXT Takeover Chicago 1. Because we're doing the second one, but I gotta say one. Takeover Chicago, the first one. Oh my God, man! Oh, this show was so good, man. Oh man, oh man, I love this card. Like I noticed, I noticed something about the takeovers. Um, the War Raiders always started every single takeover we had up to this point. They started London, they started Chicago, they started SummerSlam weekend, they started Survivor Series weekend, they started Rumble weekend, and they started WrestleMania weekend. The six takeovers, no, we had seven. I'm sorry, it was seven, actually, because this was a, yeah. This was a bonus one. Um, we had seven takeovers in season six. And we would have seven again, I think, in season seven. The War Raiders started every single takeover, every single one of them. They started when they first won the tag team titles at London, and they started Vegas. they have never missed a takeover and not started. That's that's an insane stat when you think about it because they were always my opener. Always. They opened every takeover. Like there was always a tag team match to start off a takeover. I since this is crazy. Since I bought NXT back, a takeover has not started without a tag team match. A tag team match always starts the takeover. Always. Always. We never started with anything else besides a tag team match for takeover. Takeovers always start with a tag team match. And the Warriors always started every single one of them in season 6. Every single one. That's an insane stat when you think about it. In my opinion, the best takeover of the live stream era was Chicago. Because Chicago had the best NXT title match of the live stream era. It was so good, man. Oh my god. This was when Ricochet was the NXT champion. And I had some good matches with Ricochet. Ricochet as the NXT champion was fantastic. And and this was an unlikely challenger in Ty Dillinger, by the way, that in my opinion had the best match of NXT for the NXT title of the live stream era. These two went out here and stole the show. Fantastic match. Ty Dillinger, man. I never thought that he could have been a worthy challenger to Ricochet at the time because I didn't think that he was built up to be a worthy challenger. But that's another top of another story. But I mean, the match delivered, and the chat loved the match. It was they praised it at the time. So I'm going with that one for the best NXT pay-per-view of the live stream era, best takeover, and probably the best NXT championship match of the live stream era. I think King Dart most definitely topped when he took the belt. He topped Dillinger and Ricochet for sure, and has carried NXT since. But that was my personal favorite. Chicago was my personal favorite at the time. Let's see what else. Anything other highlights? The longest pay-per-view of season 6 live stream era was SummerSlam, clocking in at 6 hours and 40 minutes. A lot of people have said that was the best pay-per-view of the live stream era. I agree with them, but it is not the best pay-per-view I've ever done. No. Sorry, Sammy. Sammy still holds out. He loves for some reason. Sammy Talks loves this this pay-per-view. And I know why he loves it, obviously. But there's other reasons why I love it. Like I said, it had one of the best call matches I've ever made on this show. So I can understand that why he loves it so much. But I don't think I don't think it still holds up to today. I don't think it does. It was a marathon. I started making that pay-per-view around 1:00 my time, and I didn't finish until about 6 or 7 ish my time. And I remember around the time, when did I make this? School was just about to come around the corner, and when I made that show, it was the day before I had to take I had 2 tests the day after. I had a math test the day after, and I had a computer science test the day after, and I passed both of them at the day after, and I didn't even study for them because I was doing that show, but I still passed both tests, and made I think I made it, I believe an A and B on both of them, which is crazy. So that was crazy. So that's how I remember SummerSlam so fondly because I remember having, I still had a voice. People say people still don't know to this day how how did I still have a voice from that show? But I still had a voice. I still went to school the next day, and I passed 2 tests. Um, so yeah, it was really fun. Really fun show. And then the final thing I want to talk about, unfortunately, which I'm so mad about. You guys will never, unless you were here to see it live or you came in around this time period, y'all will never see the beauty of Mega Main Event, the finale of 2K19 before we switched over into 2K20 to finish out season 6. Um, Mega Main Event, man. Poor you guys. Y'all will never experience that show because it's gone from YouTube because YouTube deleted it for some odd reason. The show is deleted and I don't have it anymore, which sucks so much because Mega Main Event was highly touted and highly praised for its production, for its match quality, you know, and being better than the first one. You know, it sucks, man, because that was the reunion. That was the reunion. That was the second one we did, following the first one that was in 2K18. Um, and we did a reunion in 19, but it's gone from YouTube, unfortunately. And you guys, if you guys are wondering why is there a Mega Main Event like thing? Why is that a thing? It's because, like I said, I didn't have NXT, so I still ran a third show in 2K18. Look, I just did Main Event, so I just ran Main Event, and I just had some guys I was pushing on Main Event, giving them some giving them some TV time. It had some pretty good quality matches on those shows. Um, and that was my little thing, my little extra developmental thing to develop some stars or whatever. So that what I used the third show for. It was Main Event. So since I was bringing back NXT, I said, and I was scaling back and getting rid of Main Event because I thought it was like a hassle at the time, and NXT was coming back a few months later. So I said, why not just have the show end on a bang? So that is when we did Mega Main Event, and the rest was history. I did 2 of them. The second one is off of YouTube because YouTube deleted it, unfortunately, and the first one is still on YouTube in 2K18. It closed out 2 games. Yes, but it didn't close out a season. It closed out 2 games. But yeah, love that show. Oh, love that show. So now on to the second half of season 6, man. Oof, oof. The live stream era is almost over. Yay! So happy. Um, the beginning of 2K20 for the second half of season 6 was really rough, man. It was rough, but there were still some diamonds in the sky. Vince Diamond reference. Um, with like what JW was talking about with Super Showdown, that Raw exclusive review. I think that was one of my favorites of the live stream era from 2K20's perspective. I think that was the best show. Honestly, honestly, man, I think that in my opinion, that thumbnail was so good. By the way, oh my god, and that poster Mark made. Unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I don't have the poster. I'm so mad. I'm so mad I don't have the doggone poster. But dude, the poster he made for the Super Showdown pay-per-view was one of my favorite Mark posters he ever made for me, man. It was so sick. It was so good, man. Oh my goodness. Um then the thumbnail, I like how the sky had the little dome in the background. And then Velveteen Dream was the centerpiece. Because again, Velveteen Dream was the guy. Like he was still being pushed. He was still the cornerstone of Monday Night Raw. He was the guy. And then you had the little eyeballs in the background. I like how Tommaso Ciampa was in the background saying, "Oh yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm going to be the guy of Raw because Ciampa was beginning his reign of terror at the time. Then you had EC3 right next to Ciampa saying that, hey Dream, me and you are on. I want your belt, because he was challenging for the World Heavyweight Championship. Then you had Bianca Belair next to EC3 saying that, hey, don't forget about me. I'm the Raw Women's Champion. I'm the EST, as she was carrying Monday Night Raw at the time. Then you had Braun Strowman next to her, as Braun Strowman was challenging for the European Championship, and he wanted that belt. I like how it was made because it showed all the major stories that was going around on Monday Night Raw leading up to that pay-per-view, and all the most important pieces were on the thumbnail with the lighting in the background saying that everybody pictured conclusions will come together at that show. It was an absolutely beautiful thumbnail and probably the best thumbnail of season 6, in my opinion. In my opinion, yes. Is the Royal Rumble one fantastic? Oh, absolutely. The Royal Rumble one is probably my second favorite. Is that the Rumble one was beautiful as well. We'll talk about that 8-hour marathon in just a second. Yes, 8 hours. Never forget. Um, well, yeah, man. So yeah, I don't know. I still don't know to this day. People still ask me, how did you make 2K20 work? And to this day, I can't answer that question. I don't know how I stayed through the brokenness of this game and made over what was it? Over 80 something episodes in it. I did. I still to this day I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I have a lot more not drugs. Oh no. Maybe I have a lot more patience than most people with these games, and maybe I'm just that much of a wrestling fan that I can make anything work. I mean, to be honest, like I don't know. Yeah, or maybe because it was live streamed. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. To this day, I still don't know how I made over 86 episodes in this game. But I gotta say, man, the second half was the best half of season 6, in my honest opinion. We transitioned from the live stream era to go to the premiere era. How fun, the premiere era. Why did I say live stream and premiere? Because I say premiere because it was the first time the shows were actually edited and put together and looked better and presented better. So that's why I call it the premiere era. And it started at the Slammy Awards. That was the first show that to ever premiere on like not the first show that ever premiere. That was the first major pay-per-view or whatever you used to say, special or whatever, to premiere on the channel. And man, I gotta say, the premiere era, was the funnest I ever had with the games. Yes, live streams were fun, but as I got bigger and I seen other guys smaller than me, this kind of hurt it for a second. Other guys smaller than me were putting on better shows than me, and honestly should have more subscribers than me because of the quality of work, but they didn't. And I just looked at my universe mode and said that there's no way that I should have this amount of subscribers and putting out this quality of work, because I thought the quality of work didn't fit the amount of subscribers I had at the time. So I said that it needed to be a change. It needed to be a change because I feel that the pay-per-views should be better presented, better produced, because immediately, let me tell you something, guys. A live streamed universe mode, if you're going to take this seriously and you're going to do this as a serious thing, you should not live stream Universe Mode. You shouldn't. You shouldn't, man. I don't know how in the hell I did it for let's see, 4 seasons on YouTube. I don't know how I did it. But I did it, and I will never do it again because I noticed that there was so many mistakes, so many botches, so many plans changed. It was headaches. You had to figure out the background noise, when to go live. The microphone was awful. It it was just so much crap that I had to go through that I never, ever, ever want to live stream a Universe Mode episode ever again. Never, never. I don't want to do it anymore. You know, but I mean, I've seen some people do a live stream Universe Mode, and I've seen some people do it correctly. Maybe I might try it again. I might. Or I might just do one for the fun of it, like, just do a little special and just live stream it. Um, but I gotta figure out a better way to do it because, to be honest, all currently what I'm working on, I don't have an Elgato game capture card. I don't have all of that fancy stuff that other people have. Um, Next week I'm getting my first computer I've had in over 2, 3, 4 years. Um, so all I'm gonna have by next week is Filmora, a laptop, and my PlayStation. That's all. That's all I need. That's all I need. And look what WrestleMania was made on. WrestleMania and Takeover was made entirely on my PlayStation. I didn't. I recorded everything from my PlayStation. I didn't use no Elgato. I don't use none of that to record. So I don't need that much equipment to do this at all. To be honest, Share Factory is my best friend. It always will be still be my best friend as long as PlayStation has it. Hopefully we get in the PS5. That's another story. But it will always be my best friend as long as Sony keeps supporting it. So yeah, that's all I use. That's it. That's it. So, like I said, you don't need all of that expensive equipment. You don't need all of that fancy stuff to do Universe Mode. You just gotta find what style you like, and you just gotta find a good way to record things. If you want to edit, you can edit. If you want to stream it, you can stream it. You're just gonna have to find something that works for you. And in my opinion, an edit Universe Mode works for me, and it's best for me because of the situation I am in. I gotta say, these episode titles were so interesting. So nobody got the episode titles I did. Some of them had some famous song quotes in it, which was kind of funny. Sweet Emotion. When I'm gonna get that now. You Can't See Darkness. Why did I make it a title? That sounds so bad. Heartbeat and Rebel Heart Team Up. Contract to Hell. Why? Broken Dreams. That was the episode title. Phenomenal Proclamation. King Ricochet was an episode title. Why? Let's see. Let's see. What's the funny one? Return of the Mac. That's interesting. Limitless Defenses. That episode title was actually a quote I made while making the video. Keith Lee said, "I'm gonna have limitless defenses," and I was like, "Oh, that's catchy." So that's what I did. The Price of a Dream. That has something to do with with the with the episode and how it ended. Kind of a great ending, by the way. The Spade Has Fallen. I like that one because it has something to do with Shayna Baszler. Very creative. But yeah, that was just some of the episode titles that I had. Very, very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. Yes, and I do have some great music taste. Like I said, I listen to music from any decade except the 1950s. I can't do 1950s. No, I can't. That's my cutoff. 1950s, I can't do it. Like, but the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. Ooh, especially early 2000s. Look. Nellyville is it still smacks. Okay, I'm sorry. Nellyville is still one of my favorite Nelly albums he ever made. Don't at me. It's the truth. It had some bangers on it. I don't care what nobody says, But hey, especially I'm gonna say the 90s and the 2000s. Oh my goodness, yes, yes. Like that was the probably some of the best music I listened to. But hey, I still got some. I got bangers on the from the 2010s. Even 2020 got some bangers too. On my playlist. My playlist goes all around, man. You know, it's mainly R&B. R&B music and stuff. Wait, Gresh, you don't like Nellyville? Man, you don't like Nellyville? Nellyville is fire. Oh my goodness. What? I've never. Usually, most people like Nellyville, the album. Now the song itself, I don't know. I like the song. It's kind of catchy. You tolerated Nellyville. look, look. The best song on the album was him and Kelly Rowland. Dilemma. Dilemma was the best song on the album. You know, East Coast. I know you. Yeah, that. Yeah. All I think about is you, even when I'm even with my boo. Yeah, that. I like that song. It's catchy. The ending makes the song. It was so great. It was great. It was great, man. Uh, where was I? I forgot where I was at. Oh, yeah, we were talking about episode titles, but yeah, some fun episode titles that we had, with the music puns and all that fun stuff. Hopefully, we continue with the funniness of episode titles. Let me tell you something. The best thing with the universe mode is have a good episode title. Have something that connects to the episode. I noticed when you have something that connects to the episode, and when you have something that has something to do with story, more people watch. I noticed that. So when you create an episode title, get something that hooks somebody in, number one, and also get somebody. Yeah, it was kind of funny. It also get something that makes somebody click on the video. I think when people do do episode titles, I like the ones that use something. Oh Lord, the weather getting bad over here. Yeah, of course, it's Louisiana. I mean, it rains so much down here that you get used to it. Anyways, um, I like an episode title that that's a quote from a promo, or or maybe something a quote that a superstar said, or something that you said on commentary. I think that those are the best, or something that pertains to the story that's being told. That's the best episode titles to have, you know, because then it has something to do with the story, and then it has something to do with what is going on. So, um, thumbnail wise, I mean, I am going to try my best to use to make my own thumbnails. Pray for me. I'm gonna I'm gonna try to make some thumbnails this season myself. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but hey, you know the entirety time I've been getting people to make my thumbnails, but I'm gonna try to make some myself this season. We'll see what happens. Um, but yeah. Yeah. And that was pretty much season 7, man. I mean, yeah, you've gotten better. Very, very, very better. I mean, final season 6, I'm sorry. I said season 7. Season 6. My final thoughts on it, obviously, the best stuff for the season was WrestleMania Las Vegas and Takeover Las Vegas. Takeover Las Vegas was the best takeover we did. WrestleMania Las Vegas obviously was the best show we did that season. Um, I gotta say, best brand of season 6. I agree with y'all. Well, kind of. I say first half of season 6 um um is the best brands to me. First half of season 6 is SmackDown. Second half is Raw. But if I had to choose, my favorite brand to do in season 6 was SmackDown. To be honest, in my honest opinion, I think SmackDown was the best brand. NXT, from what it had, and admittedly, this is all on me. I did, um, you know, admittedly, NXT. I did shorthand them. I shorthand NXT this season. I gave them a pretty trash roster. That was my fault. My fault. My fault. But hey, from what I know about season 7, it's much better, much better. It's a much better roster and much better start than what it had already. So we should be better next season. Um, but yeah, this is the final season for now that I am writing Raw and SmackDown as I am taking a break. Yay. Yay. I have gotten some writers, yay, that wants to write shows for me. Yay, that's a W. Because your boy is getting older and college is almost here and I don't got time to be sitting down and writing shows week to week. So I asked people and they volunteered to say, "Hey, I want to write some shows for Coltrane," and I was like, "Sure, you can." Because when somebody asks me to do something nowadays, and they ask me, "Coltrane, can I make this match?" and I'd be like, "Sure," because it depends on who it is. Like you know, right. That's why you have one show. Like depending on who it is, like if somebody like Lorenzo or somebody like that, like they asked me to do a show, like asked me to do a match, like can I have white versus white? I'm like sure, take it. One less match for me. That's my mentality. Like that's one less match I gotta do. So I'm like yeah, take it, sure. You got time. I don't have time. You do it. Like I said, especially senior year, man. I'm like man, I don't know, man. Shoot, I'm like, shoot, y'all want to help me? I'm like, please. That's why I put out the little application thing. If y'all want help. Hey, by all means, say, hey, look, Cole, I got an idea for this. I'm all ears, cause I am getting bit. I'm like getting so busy right now, man. Especially this week. Oh my god, man. Oh god. It's cause like this week of school has been absolute pure hell. It has. It has. I hate the first week of school. Honestly, I hate it so much. Now, especially time with Rona, it's worse. It's worse. So now, the teachers are trying to teach online and in person at the same time. Like that. That is just so hard to do, and I am struggling to get through it. I'm struggling to figure it all out because it it's hybrid. So it's hybrid. It's a hybrid model. So now I go in class some days, and then I'm online some days. Like it's so weird. It's really really weird. So it's just a lot, man. So, but I have a little recording schedule I have, so I can get content out. And I already told people be patient because the first month of school, I always don't post consistently, to be honest, because I'll be trying to figure out stuff, and then as school comes back, I gotta figure out upload times again, um, and figure out when can I upload, because the majority of my audience are young children. That is the truth. They're young kids, which means around August and September they go back to school. So I got to figure out what's a good time to premiere video again. I can't say, hey, let's premiere at 1 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. The majority, some kids gonna still be in school, while some kids might be sitting at home. So I gotta figure out times again. I gotta figure out when to upload again. What's a good day to upload? So it's a lot of complicated things that go in during the school year. You know, I have a different upload schedule during the school year than I have now. Luckily, this year, I don't have as hard of classes as I had last year. The hardest class I have is math. It's just a college algebra. Yay, yay me. This semester, and I have a little engineering class. It's project based, so that's not hard. And then I have a digital graphics class. I'm learning Adobe Photoshop. How fun! So that's gonna be a fun class to learn. Um, you know, so yeah, that's what I do too. I pay attention to my analytics. I pay attention to when most of my subscribers are online, and I pay attention to how videos do on certain days as well. All my times are analytic time. Like, I went live around this time because this time works with the live stream, because it's the afternoon time and the majority of my subscribers are looking for videos to watch in the afternoon time. That's why I went live around this time instead of going live earlier. Um, so yeah, so that's how I figure out my upload stuff. But you know, I'm I'm already deep into recording. I'm starting season 7 recordings. I'm so excited. The only reason why you haven't seen anything from me season 7 related, because if I want to, I could get the draft done in the next few days and get it uploaded, but I want to try to do some editing myself, because I always have had people edit for me. I had the kindness of their hearts, so they edit for me, but I want to try to do it myself. So I'm kind of waiting on my laptop to get here. It comes next week. So, like, that's why you haven't seen no universe mode. But the draft is done. All I gotta do is hit commentary, and my side of it's done. And then I think the special guest I have, all they need to do is just hit commentary, and then that's it. And then we're finished with it. So, um, that's the only thing that we're waiting on. Is just I'm waiting on the laptop. As soon as I get the laptop, as soon as I get film more, oh, we're gonna be full steam ahead. Full steam ahead, recording, editing, and you'll see episodes in the next week or two. So I'm looking forward to that process, and looking forward to the next season. And season 7 is gonna be fun. I am so excited. So excited. But yeah, I think I talked about everything. We talked about the major points, my best shows, highlights. I think that's it for the recap for season 6. Uh, it was an up and down season. Like always, you never know with 2K games and what's going on at the time. You know, you might not even notice. During this season, I had two girlfriends at the time. Well, not really. Well, not at the same time, but I had two girlfriends during this season. I broke up. No. Actually, I was the same girl for the entire season. Really. We broke up around the middle of the season, and then we just got back together towards the end. So yeah, that happened. Um, no, 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 no. No, no, I know. No, no, no. I didn't have two girlfriends. I was with the same girl. We broke up and then we got back together again. And yeah, it was a long story. It was a long story, okay? But you didn't know that because quality and content. You know, never dipped. So I mean, I don't. I don't like telling my. I keep my business to myself, and I don't only tell certain people my business. Like I don't, especially on the internet. I don't like telling my business like that, cause that ain't your business. But hey, y'all never knew that. Y'all just found that out. Y'all never knew I went through all of that. you know, because it was never documented. See, see, word of advice: don't tell your business on the internet. Please don't. Don't tell your business. Don't. See, because everybody, because especially people on Snapchat, everybody be having all these doggone private stories, talking about their life and telling all their business to people, and then, and then you put people in there that run their mouth, and you be wondering, oh, I put this in my private story. Why such and such know this? Because you put them in there, and obviously they gonna tell your business. Duh. So like, I don't understand, especially I don't understand why people put people that they don't trust in their private story, and they be so surprised when their business get out there. I don't understand that, but hey, yeah, it's just it is what it is. People got me in their private story that I don't even know like that, and I'm in their private story, and I'm just reading all this, you know, I'm just reading all this. I'm like, oh Lord, he went through a breakup. Oh Lord, and I'm reading all this. Somebody's story had posted had a mental breakdown and they was crying. I'm like, oh, I I don't even know the dude like that, but people trust me enough to because they know I don't run my mouth. I don't run my mouth to nobody. I don't talk about nobody. I don't got time for all that. People trust me enough with their business that they got me in their private story. So hey, I ain't because let me tell you something. Whatever you post in your private story, I ain't gonna tell nobody. So because I ain't like that. I don't be them. I was like that at one point in my life. Was a messy. I was messy at one point. I was, but I ain't like that no more. I'm a senior. I don't give two craps. Like I don't care. I'm ready. I'm just ready for college. I'm ready to, stop my career off. Yeah, so excited. In technology, that's what I'm waiting on. So the dreams I've been dreaming for 10 years is almost here. The job I've been one since I was in seventh and eighth grade was to be something with computers, something with technology. I'm just now under 4 years away from it, so I'm like, I'm not worried about no drama. I ain't worried about fighting nobody. I don't want to fight nobody. I don't want getting no mess. I ain't got time for it. COVID out there. I don't want to touch you anyway. That's what I understand. I don't understand why people gonna have fights anyway at school anyway because Corona. Look. You might have Corona. I don't know that. I don't know. I'm not touching you. Let me tell you something. I won't fight this one now. Okay. You can fight him and get COVID. I ain't telling you nothing. But don't look when you fight them. I'ma just social distance and go to the left. You know wait. Who sung that song? To the left, to the left. Yeah, that's where I'm going. To the left, and I'm gonna stand my little 6 feet apart, and I'm gonna go on by my business. Cause I ain't doing nothing. I sure ain't. I sure ain't. I'ma mind my business. Yep. To the left, to the left. Yep. Mm. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's it, man. That's my little update. That's how school going. you know. um, gotta love living in the South where you go to school in August. Yay! So exciting. Some of y'all some of y'all don't have to worry about school for another 3 weeks. Meanwhile, I'm already in school and about to take my first official test in 2 weeks. Yay! So exciting. But yeah, that's the update on my life and what's going on with me in universe mode. So yeah, hope y'all enjoyed this update. I'm getting out of here. I'm probably going. I think Gresh posted something. I'm going to watch a Gresh video and or something with TikTok. I don't know, but and do this little homework that that I gotta do. But that's it. Hey, hope y'all enjoy y'all little Thursday night. Hope y'all enjoyed this little video. I'm probably gonna watch a Gresh TikTok or something. I don't know, or his little. Wait, yeah, he did post something. I still, he posted something on Patreon or something. With season mode or something. I'm probably gonna check that out. But yeah, um, anyways, what I was saying. Yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, do whatever, and I'll see y'all for the WWE draft whenever that comes out, whenever it's done. You know, like I said, be patient. I'm still learning this stuff. You don't, I ain't gonna rush nothing, man. Um, I ain't gonna rush nothing. I'm gonna just do what I gotta do, and yeah, you know, yeah. So whenever it's ready, it's ready. So that's my little update. So hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm done talking. I sound like one of my teachers told me something. They ran their mouth all day. I sound like a teacher now because I'm rambling. So and let me stop talking. Um, you know, yeah. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see y'all for season 7. It's all right. I'll just watch it tomorrow whenever it premieres. I'll be at home tomorrow. I'll be virtual tomorrow, so I'll just put. So while the teacher talking, because she probably gonna be talking about something that I already know, most likely, or she probably gonna be explaining something already that I can look up later. So while she's talking, I'm gonna have Gresh's video on the left side of my screen, and I'll be staring at Gresh's video while she talking about the little engineering project. So yeah, so I'll be in the chats. Dean chat. Oh wait, it's 3 o'clock. Well, never mind. Well, I'll be out of school then, virtual school. But I'll be out of school and I'll be able to watch it live then. Gucci. Good. All right. I'm done. Like, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for Gresh for taking the time out of his busy day. Shout out to Gresh for coming in the live stream. I didn't expect it because I thought he was still streaming himself, but yeah, but shout out to Gresh. He a real one for stopping by and listening to me talk for 30 minutes of his time. That's amazing. So shout outs to Gresh. Anyways, I'll see y'all in the next one. Be phenomenal or be forgotten. And I forgot my little outro. God. Remember to be glorious at everything you do. And I thank you for the $5. Ooh, ooh, man, that YouTube check gonna look good this month, boy. Ooh, $5 right there. Thank you. Appreciate it, Gresh. Those $5 will go towards Amazon and equipment. Okay, my little speakers I want to buy while I edit. Thank you, Gresh. I appreciate it. Yes, lunch money too. Yeah, lunch money. Go buy me. Look, I might go buy me a soda from the from the soda machine or something. For school. Something. Give me something. I appreciate it. Man. Other than that, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Talk to y'all later. I'm out.